Hello, everyone. We are on another installment of Ambassador International's author interviews. My name is Susanna Maurer. I am the publicity director for Ambassador International, and today I have the amazing Vanna Nguyen with us tonight. She wrote an incredible story. Her incredible story is called The Life She Once Knew, and it's about her daughter, and it is also about herself. Vanna, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your book?
Hi, Susie. Thank you for having me here. Yes, my name is Vanna Nguyen. I am born from Vietnam and actually South Vietnam and Saigon. And then I lived there all the way until after the war, and I escaped from my country 1981 and came to America. And I have a successful life so far. I raised my two beautiful children, and the dream about my daughters go to college is my vision of American dream, and a half dream come true until April 24, 2008, and Queena got attacked, and that dream is never happened anymore.
And that must be, so you said it's been half realized because one of your children did go on to go to college and live the life she thought she was going to do, and then one of your daughters had a completely different life than the life she once knew. And that is why you wrote this book, to tell not only her story but your story as well.
Yes.
When did you write this book? When did you start writing it?
About 4 years ago.
Okay.
Is I sat in my garage. I wrote this little bit every time, either hot or cold weather. I sit in there because I don't want to go inside, because I need to. Queen, I don't know when I'm crying or very emotional when I'm writing.
Right.
So usually I wrote about after Queen go to bed. So about after 10 p.m. then I start all the way until 4 a.m.
Oh my goodness, you worked from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., so literally the night shift, writing this book so that
Right.
Queena wouldn't seem you upset telling this story.
Right. And took me about 2 years
2 years.
to
That is
finish, and 2 years to collect everything and then send to my editor.
okay.
Yeah, about a year, but then I need to take time to looking for the agent to take the book, and so it's a long process, but
It is a long process. It is. But it was a labor of love, and you're very passionate about this topic. I know from interacting with you, you're passionate about your daughter, about your book, and about her story. Tell me about your book and its message. What is the overarching message of this book?
my book is the mainly is about Queen's attack story and her survivor, and also my story of survivor. I came from very poor country. I escaped by boat over the China Sea, and I almost died. So my story I would like to share too, to inspire people working harder for their future. And the message of the book is never give up, because if you believe in God, you trust in God, He will promise to walk you through. And that's the only thing I keep going every day. And I wrote this book because I have so many supporters email me or message me about Queen's story is inspiring them. So many people, they said they want to give up. They so disappointed. They don't want to continue. But then when they know about Queen's story, and they get up and they fight. So
they got up and they fight because Queena inspired them. That is beautiful. This is a little bit of a pause, but if you want to scoot slightly to the right so we can see your beautiful face more, I think you're leaning in to talk to me, and I'm missing some of your face, and I want to see it. that is beautiful. Like, her story inspires people. That I'm already getting a little bit teared up. That is absolutely fantastic. So you were born in South Vietnam. Do you want to tell me more about being born there and your escaping to the U.S. and what brought that about and how that happened?
I when the communists took over our South Vietnam, and we very poor, and we don't have future. So they sent my dad to the jail in North Vietnam, but 5 years later he came back,
Oh
and
my
he make
goodness, 5 years.
yeah
Wow.
yeah, and then he make decision for me to escape,
Okay.
and he actually on the boat with me, but then somehow the long story, somehow he separate for some reason, and then after that the storm come, and the government find out us, and then shoot us, and our boat is broke. And but then this the first miracle I saw is is I escaped from February, and usually February we don't have any storm, but then by that time God make the storm, huge storm over. So my boat very small, so up and down, and the government give up, so they come back, and then they turn it back. So that's why we survive, and we hit the international water.
Okay. Okay, so just even getting out of Vietnam was a miracle in itself because of the storm, which normally doesn't happen in February. That is just incredible. And I seen this on your notes that it was a 30-foot boat on the South China Sea. I can't even imagine that. That is so impressive. And then you got to the U.S. and you didn't have any children when you got to the U.S. I don't believe because you were younger.
No, yeah, Anna is my first daughter when I'm 25.
Okay.
So I came to this country when I'm 18.
Okay.
Have no family, nobody, and I'm very scary.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I got to move to a different country under government orders with my whole family, and it was still terrifying. I cannot imagine immigrating in like that and escaping and building from nothing. That is so impressive. So your oldest daughter you had when you were 25, and then how old were you when Queena was born?
1990.
Okay.
She born 1990, so 3 years after Anna, and then Queena born, and they are 3 years apart between them. They are very good girls. They are very good. They are good students and good daughters. I'm very proud of them.
That is beautiful, and I can tell that it is beautiful to see. So the question says, how did you become passionate about this topic? It's probably self-explanatory, but I'll let you go into it.
I after everything about Queena, I saw God give me Holy Spirit next to me and remind me everything and lead me on everything. Like, I think I should share this because I saw a miracle every day during take care of Queena. Small one, not a big one like she get up and walk, not like that. But I think if God don't give me the love and the miracle, then I don't think we can survive until now. And God send the community. It's amazing. Then you can see. I just had a Facebook fundraiser right now. It's end yesterday, and you see how much support we have. So they all got children. They are all living angel, and God sent us over to help the family. So that's why I would like to wrote this book to share, give everybody, and inspire everyone.
Inspiring story. It says in your notes that when it first happened, you were just in shock, and you went to the roof of the hospital and wondered why Queena and why us. Which I can't imagine any other mother not doing that. I can't imagine that from a mother's perspective. But then next in the notes, it's so beautiful. It's just what you just said. The kindness and generosity of other people in the community reminded you of God's goodness and his greatness, and it was a miracle in itself. Um, and you said here that you wanted to share the power of God, the power to do things we never thought possible. And I think that alone, that inspiration that God takes something that's so heartbreaking, that is so hard, that is so literally life altering, and that you want to turn it back and show God's goodness through it all is a miracle and a testament in and of itself.
Yes.
And that's just, when I talk about this, it's extremely inspiring just to talk to you and to hear this story. So I am so grateful to be talking to you, because I was telling you, Queena is only a year older than me, so this feels very real to me. What steps can listeners take to overcome similar struggles? What would you say?
I always have 3 words to tell the people: never give up. God can help us to calm any storm, but God help us to walk through it.
Right.
And if we believe in God, God will promise will walk us through. But we need to believe in Him, and everything will be okay, one day at a time.
One day at a time.
I went through what is called frustrated or angry or everything. Now I get relaxed, and every time I stuck, then I get pray, and then that's it. And we are happy right now to keep going and keep move on.
Move on. Never give up. Keep going. Yeah, that's really helpful. I think sometimes we think it needs to be some glorious, fantastic, motivational speech, but it's just those 3 simple words, which are never give up. Just got to keep on waking up, taking the next step. What was the hardest part of the writing process for you? I'm guessing the emotions.
I can talk this all day long. I don't know how many times I cry, how many times my tears, flow. Because in the book, I talk about Queena attack, but then I need to go back to introduce who's Queena.
Right.
So Queena room's upstairs. The room I sit right now is her own room, and after she moved back home, and she stayed at my master bedroom downstairs. But in this room, you can see everything, her stuff still here. Her book bags, her clothes, her shoes, her purse, everything still in this room. I'm not moved anywhere. Sometimes I ask her if I can, move stuff in her room or donation, give away for people. She always say no, she won't keep that. So when I'm writing, I need to go to this room to remind me. I open her notebook to see. I opened her book back to see what subject she study, and look like her life before in this room. And of course I crying, and then go down, and I continue to write, and then after that I run to Queena's room downstairs where she lay on hospital bed, and two different pictures, Queena before and Queena now is completely different. So that's make me cry and very emotional. That's a hard part to try about Queena before and Queena now.
Right. Right. Those parallels that you so keenly know and see and remember. Do a lot of people cry when they read that part of the book? Do people tell you what parts of the book make them cry?
I know. I saw all the review on the Amazon. I have about almost 80 reviews, and everybody give the books, 5 star, and they said it's sad story but inspire.
Inspiring, right?
They recommend everybody reading.
I mean, I recommend it too. I think that we have so many self-help books in the world right now, but what we actually need is inspirational stories, stories that show us humans that have been broken down, that have been crushed, that have had the hardest of hardships, and then emerging from that and moving forward.
Yeah, I tell everybody the simple thing, the way I said is, if you don't experience the dark, how you know the light?
Right. You have to experience the
So
dark to know the
yeah,
light.
so
Right.
we need to, someone, our family need to be example. We are in the dark, but then after that we get up and see the light. So if we don't have the example like this, the people maybe don't know, maybe, but then after read the book, they very appreciate my experience and Queena experience.
Right. Right. I mean, that makes sense. And if you are wondering, I think we've mentioned it to their audience if you're not sure, or if you Google the Bloomingdale Library Attack Survivor, Queena's name will pop up, and that's her story. I'm not going to go too deep into it right now, but if you Google it, it happened in 2008 when she was a high school senior. So Bloomingdale Library Attack Survivor. Google that, and then go read Queena's story that her mother has written, because it is so inspiring and it is so worth knowing. Do you have any other avenues that you want this story to go? Do you have any other plans for Queena's story?
You been for the where they buy the book?
No, just are you what was I gonna say? I guess, have you gotten to be on very many radio shows or podcasts or things like that, telling your
Yes, I
story?
do. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Are you primarily Queena's caregiver? I believe you said you were. I'm not sure.
Yes, I'm 24 hours with her.
My goodness.
Primary everything.
That's even more impressive that you wrote a book throughout that. I think that alone is inspiring. That tiny little figment of doing that, when you told me that you wrote from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., I think I was extremely inspired by that. Vanna, thank you so much for writing this book. Thank you for telling your story. Thank you for telling Queena's story. I have to admit, I love every interaction I get to have with you. On behalf of Ambassador, it's so nice to get your emails. You're always very friendly, and you're very passionate. And we love it when our authors are passionate about their stories. Listeners, The Life She Once Knew, Vanna Nguyen. Go check it out. Amazon, christianbooks.com, Barnes & Noble. You will not regret reading this book. You will not regret learning this story, and you will not regret being inspired. And like Vanna always says, she wants you to never give up, because God's goodness is great through it all. Vanna, do you have anything else to say to our audience as a closing tonight?
I would like to thank you, everybody listen my interview today, and I hope everyone have a chance to get a book and read, and if you can write a review for us on Amazon or anywhere you buy the book. I'm positive you will love this book, and you will keep it, and you will reread it every time. If you stuck or had a hard time and you read again, so Queena can do it, I can do it.
Yes.
Or Vanna can do it, I can do it. So I very hopeful everybody get the book and read the book.
Yes. I don't think it's possible to have a negative review about this story. It's just not one of those stories that gets negative reviews. It's just inspiring like that. All right. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, Vanna. I really enjoyed our chat. I'm going to click the live button, so we're going to go off and you can stay on the video with me.
Thank you, Susie.
You're so welcome.